Today there is interesting news from the Pokrovsk direction. Here the battle for Shevchenko is reaching a new intensity, as Russian commanders have thrown hundreds of soldiers into the Ukrainian meat grinder. Ukrainians are turning this determination back around against them, driving a spear into Russian advancements while securing a ring of fortresses around the town. Ukrainians continue their counteroffensive to fully recapture the key settlement of Shevchenko, which is strategically located on elevated terrain and serves as a critical point in the broader Ukrainian plan to a fortified defense line around Pokrovsk on the high ground. With the infamous mud season intensifying, low-lying areas will soon become swampy traps, bogging down Russian troop movements and making supply runs a logistical nightmare. By contrast, Ukrainian forces aim to establish a fortified position on drier, more manageable terrain, with direct and secure lines to Pokrovsk itself. In this way, they are hoping to turn the approaching seasonal shift into an advantage, with Russians stuck in the mud below, limited to pushing forward infantry on foot or even using donkeys to carry supplies, while Ukrainians maintain control from above. Currently, Shevchenko remains a fiercely contested battleground. After breaking through Russian lines and entering the settlement, Ukrainian units moved quickly to cut off Russian reinforcement routes. However, Russian commanders clearly understand the settlement's importance and are determined not to let it go without a fight. Russians have been funneling reinforcements into the area in constant waves, often larger infantry groups, to disrupt clearing operations and prevent Ukrainians from consolidating the surrounding area. Russian troops are making use of the tree belts around the local railway to approach Shevchenko with some level of cover from Ukrainian drones, but this tactic is proving increasingly costly. With so many units packed into narrow corridors and exposed to coordinated drone and artillery strikes, Russian losses are mounting. At the same time, the front line inside the settlement remains fluid, with brutal close quarters combat and drone strikes as seen in numerous geolocated footage. The action is relentless. Positions are sometimes taken and retaken within hours, as both sides fight for control of buildings, streets and basements. Still, Ukrainian momentum continues to build. At the heart of this push is the Ukrainian Skala Regiment, a battle-hardened unit that's become the tip of the spear in Ukraine's Pokrovsk counteroffensive. Known for its precision, adaptability and integration of drone warfare into frontline tactics, the Skala Regiment has been repeatedly deployed to lead key breakthroughs. Their work in Shevchenko has been instrumental in slicing through Russian defenses, with the unit publishing numerous geolocated videos showcasing their deadly work. As a result, the cost for Russian forces has been staggering, with over 1,100 Russian troops dead in and around Shevchenko alone. Ukrainian infantry, supported by drone operators, have turned the village into a death trap for invading units. These losses are especially damaging in the context of the wider Pokrovsk front, where Russia has deployed around 70,000 troops, making it one of their most heavily reinforced sectors. But with Ukraine's counteroffensive putting pressure on them, Russian commanders have been forced to shift even more units into the area to maintain their lines. Despite being outnumbered, Ukrainian forces are showing that numbers alone don't always determine the outcome. Their effective use of drones, artillery, and well-coordinated infantry maneuvers allow them to punish the enemy by making the most of every tool available, turning technological advantages and battlefield experience into a deadly edge. Russia still has the manpower, but losses like those seen in Shevchenko are not easily replaced. Ukraine, meanwhile, must use its available forces carefully, balancing offensive thrusts with holding fortified lines. Overall, as the fight for Shevchenko continues, the Ukrainian command is staying focused on clearing out the entire western flank around Pokrovsk. If Ukrainian troops can fully secure Shevchenko, it will mark a crucial step forward, not just tactically, but also for the entire defense of Pokrovsk. With control of the high ground, Ukraine would be in a strong position to dominate enemy movements during the muddy spring months, putting Russia's offensive ambitions at risk of being bogged down. Lastly, I know that many of you wanted to support us, but held back because we only accepted credit card payments. Today we are excited to announce that we have now added PayPal and other convenient electronic payment options. To thank you for waiting for such a long time, we are launching our biggest offer ever, 50% sale on all subscription levels. By subscribing, you are not just supporting our work, you're also unlocking access to our exclusive insights, in-depth overviews of all fronts, and strategic geopolitics videos. If you wanted to support our efforts but haven't had the chance, now is the perfect time to jump in and make a real difference. So check out the link in the description to join our cause and become an exclusive member of our community. I truly appreciate everyone who stepped up to join us. Your support means the world to us.